Are we here? Is this real life? Have we all survived Subculture Gate 2017? I'm not sure. I mean, damn, that palette is like getting people on all types of feelings. It's like, I've seen so many people online talking so much crap and people somehow dragging me into things, assuming where I work or what I work for when they don't have the faintest idea. I guess by me using an example from one product that we ran into an issue with, that makes it, I only work in nail polish, I don't know. But to anybody being like a particularly insane troll and spreading some stuff around, I have a shirt on just for you. Don't be mad at me, be mad at the penguin. I can't control him. I'll leave his channel below if you guys would like to go troll him. Anyway, today's video is going to be my review. I'm going to show you just quickly how I apply these because, as you guys know, I don't like to use my fingers, of the Dose of Colors Desi and Katy collection. As always, there will be timestamps below if you guys care to skip ahead to any certain area. I'm going to talk about all the usual stuff I do talk about. As you are aware, if you watch my channel, Dose of Colors makes my all-time favorite liquid lipstick formula. I've tried, I don't even know, probably hundreds, but I have ranked, I believe, 52? 53, somewhere along those lines, and I've also reviewed a couple of the brands twice. Not that long ago, I also reviewed their Baked Browns and Marvelous Maubes. I really loved those eyeshadow palettes. Dose of Colors is a brand. In general, I really like their products. I was never really a big fan of their lip glosses because they were a little too pigmented for me and they went on kind of streaky. And I also wasn't particularly a fan of their ice cream palette, but these new ones that they came out with, the new formula, I really do like. The owner of their company is Anna, and she is super kind and sweet. Anna actually has a YouTube channel as well that I will link below, but she is like such a sweet, nice lady. Katy and Desi invited me to their event, which was very kind of them. I was actually down in Newport Beach that weekend, so the timing worked out perfect for me. I don't really attend a lot of events, just I don't know why. I think it's because I have limited time off, so my idea of fun is typically wearing comfy clothes and laying on my couch, or even maybe doing videos. It's not really having to get all dolled up, and it's very strange to be in a room full of people that you've never met, but you know so much about. Like, I watch other people's videos, some of them watch my videos, so a lot of them know. Like, the example I'll use is when I was talking with Katy, her husband John walked up, and she's like, "Oh, 70, this is John." I'm like, "I know John." It made me feel like a stalker. It's like, you watch her snaps and stuff enough, it's like, he may not know me, but I know him. It's weird. Very weird. Anywho, the ladies were wonderful. Anna was so nice to me in person. That's pretty much that. So let's get into this. I believe all three women, Anna, Katy, and Desi, are all Latino women, which is awesome. I will definitely be adding this. Some of you guys have asked me to do an all Latino-owned brand challenge, kind of like what I did with the bombs. So I've been collecting products to try. So if you guys have any suggestions, please leave them down in the comment section below. I don't want to just like pick up anything and use it. I want to find really good products from all of those categories. I am wearing both of the highlighters, one each, so you guys could see the difference as I'm talking and moving around, and I'll leave my foundation shades below for reference if you kind of want to get a gauge of how they'll look on your own skin. So this collection is set to launch tomorrow on August 14th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. This will not be available on Ulta. It will be available directly on the Dose of Colors site as well as in Namie's. So in this collection, they launched 2 highlighters, an eyeshadow palette that contains 4 shades, 2 liquid lipsticks, 2 regular or like just regular traditional formula lipsticks that are matte, and then 1 gloss. The packaging is all of this really beautiful rose gold on the outside box. It has their signatures on the top here, the ingredients on the back, and then when you open up the box, it's like this beautiful metallic, it does look like a fishnet over another fishnet, or like a metallic finish. When you open up for the eyeshadow palettes, you have the 4 shades and a small mirror. For the highlighters, you're going to open up, get a big highlighter with the mirror on top. The lipsticks come in this kind of like soft matte tube, and the liquid lipsticks come also in a soft matte tube. So the difference between them is you can see the typical Dose of Colors you could see through for the color. This you can't see, which can be kind of a little bit of a pain for someone like me because I typically don't read the bottom. I just see the colors. I mean, I can read the bottoms, but I see the color from my drawer that I pull. So this is just, it makes me have to read it a little more, which is okay. The lip gloss came in a traditional standard clear tube, which I like because I can see it. So Dose of Colors already has some highlighters out, which I didn't buy because they looked too dark for me, or kind of like really warm tone dark for me, more so than what I normally go for, so I didn't purchase any of those. These highlighters that they launched in the collection, you're getting the same amount and they're the same price. I don't have the packaging anymore to this because I threw it away and I can't find, it's not on the bottom of here. But according to Ulta's website, these are 0.12 ounces and these are 0.14 ounces. So you're getting more with this and the price is the same. I don't have any of their new satin lipsticks, but the satin lipsticks were $1 less than these. The gloss is the same as their updated packaging gloss. The only ones I have are like the old G, like original larger packaging. You are getting less with this collection, even though it's the same cost. And with their liquid lipstick formula compared to their original tubes, you're getting half a gram less with this than you are with this, and they are the same price. I mean, you can just see a slight difference in the tube as well. I don't mind that. I understand because it's a collection. There's one more, kind of like another middle ladies to pay for that, so I don't mind that if the product is nice. Eyeshadow pans in here are actually slightly bigger than, oops, the brush fell out, slightly bigger than the ones that are in their 5-pan palette. These are 0.17 grams and these are 0.173 grams. Dose of Colors does ship internationally. Anywhere that the USPS would deliver to, they hand it off to whatever international carrier you have and it goes there. I'm going to link that below because the costs do vary. Domestically, you get free shipping at an order of $40 or more, and internationally, you get free shipping on a $60 order or more. Again, I will have that page linked below on their frequently asked questions that you guys can kind of read up on if you do have any questions there. This entire collection was made in the USA. They are a cruelty-free brand. Only product in this collection that is not vegan is this eyeshadow palette because Suze and Turboson both contain carmine. The lipsticks, liquid lipsticks, gloss are all vegan. The shelf life on the products is 12 months with the exception of the 2 liquid lipsticks and the gloss, which is 6 months. I don't have an order date or a shipping date or delivery date because I did receive this in PR at the event. These products are gluten-free and talc-free. There's nothing on the ingredient deck that causes me any cause for concern. Now I just want to show you guys a cost breakdown on the screen here. Compared to their other palettes, this is more expensive since you're only getting 4 shadows for a few dollars less than their 5-pan palettes. Their highlighters are the same, so I'm just going to show you a breakdown because I don't have all like highlighters and things cataloged yet. So I have Mid-Me on this cheek and then I have Fuego on this cheek, and I'm going to show you guys in a demo how I use these. If I go on with too much of a stiff brush, like so when I was down, you guys know the Wayne Goss number 15, the original fan brush, is my all-time favorite to put on my highlights with just because I don't get like a really harsh line. Lately I've been wearing a few more jelly formulas, which that brush, since it's so fluffy, really won't pick up a lot of product. So the Wayne Goss 10 brush is my favorite for that. It's a little denser and I can really swirl it in and get a good coating on my cheek without it still looking piecey. This was the only brush I had when I was down there because of the formulas I brought with me, and when I dipped it in with this, it was too much. I was getting kind of like a streak on my face. When I apply these highlighters with the fan brush, which again is typically my preferred method, they look great, I think. I was apprehensive of this Mid-Me because, Mid-Me, look at me, I'm working on it. I have my trays in, I can't even roll my R's. I don't think you're supposed to when it's the 3rd letter anyway. Anywho. I thought that this one would be too dark for me, and it is if I use a dense brush, but when I actually like this one, I think the best, because this one is a little more yellow against my skin tone. This is more up my alley, but I do like both of them. They are a very wet looking formula. It's like with any highlighters, if you have texture on your skin, this will bring them out. Again, I don't like them with a dense brush. I like them with a feather brush. Otherwise, they can look too metallic on my cheekbones because I get too much product. I think this is gonna look weird, but I'm gonna do one on each cheek so you guys can see how it looks against my complexion. Keep in mind, I do have a scar on this cheek from where I was bit by a dog as a kid, so sometimes people might like something on this side better because this side doesn't have that mark, so just know that this has nothing to do with the makeup. Original Wayne Goss 15 fan brush was my favorite, but this one has been discontinued, so I'm going to show you guys what it looks like with the new 15. The hair is just different and I'm also going to show you with a less expensive brush, which is the Zoeva fan brush. The only other brush I like to use to apply my highlighter is the Wayne Goss 10 brush, and this is only for the jelly formulas. So I'm going to show you each one on this cheek. Okay, so on this side, I'm going to do the Fuego. Fan brushes are my favorite way to put on my highlighter because they give me a nice light dusting of color that I can build up without there necessarily being a stripe, even though it kind of looks like I have a stripe right here. So you can see that is Fuego, which is pretty bright. And this is the warmest highlighter I have that I like. I typically don't like gold-based highlighters. I prefer pink-based. I'm going to show you, this is Mire Mi. I'm taking online Spanish. I need to work on it. So I'm going to pick that up on this fan brush, and I'm going to dust this on this cheek. Can you see this one? This one is deeper on me. See the difference? I was shocked to see that I can use both because I was thinking because Desi is much deeper in complexion than I am. I'm gonna link Katy and Desi's video below where they kind of explain the products. It seemed like Fuego was created by Katy on her preferences, and Mire Mi was made for more of Desi's undertones, which actually I mean, I do like this one, but I think I like the Mire Mi better, just because it blends in a little more, where this I can see the yellow undertone on my skin. Typically, if I go for highlighters, I always like more of a cool tone pink base, or like a rose gold. They said that these lipstick formulas are new. I do have several of the original Dose of Colors lipsticks, and I really never reach for them. Not because they're bad formulas, just because of my personal preference. I typically stick with either wearing balms. I'll fill in my lips with a lip liner and put a balm or a light gloss over top of that. Or I wear a lot of liquid lipsticks. More so because if I'm working all day, I want to make sure that I don't have to constantly retouch my lipstick. If I'm going out to eat or something, or sometimes to like one of these events, I will typically go with like a liner and a balm or a lipstick, because I can retouch it without it getting like the crust monster. Like if I would have put 9 layers of a liquid lipstick on, it just doesn't look normal. So they came out with No Shade, which is the lighter of the two, and then More Creamer Please. If you guys watch their Snapchats and stuff, they always joke around about their coffee. They like it to be like an NC35. So I thought both of these names were cute. Both of these undertones are not pink. They're more of like a beigey brown nude. So I think I'm wearing No Shade with their gloss over top. I'm typically not a nude lipstick fan. I do have some like more pinky nude liquid lipsticks that I'll wear, kind of like a Your Lips but better color I like. I kind of feel like the Crypt Keeper when I wear nude lipsticks, just because I don't have a lot of color in my face. My lips are one of the things that helps add color for me, so it's not my particular favorite shades, but I do like that with the gloss on top for me. Next are, you guys know I love their liquid lipsticks. They came out with this Sauvage. They said it's not Savage, it's Sauvage, which is this ox blood color. It's like a brown, reddish, very deep, vampy color. And then they also came out with Hot Fire, which, again, if you guys have been watching me, you'll know that my favorite regular lipstick, matte lipstick, is Tom Ford's Flame, and this is very similar to that. It's an orangey red color, and I love that, especially on my fair complexion. I think this lipstick will look excellent on anybody that's deep skin tone to anybody that's really fair, as long as you're not afraid of color. I love this shade. I was curious how Sauvage would be, because the only Dose of Colors liquid lipstick, and I own them all, that I bought with all my own money, the only one I never liked was this Black Rose. It was thick, the formula was very streaky, kind of patchy, and in a short amount of time it went from like a thinner formula to very thick. So this was the only one, even in my swatch video, that I would not recommend. And I was curious to see if this would be the same, because it's that same deeper color. And I have to say they nailed it with this. Neither one of these are streaky. They're both the same excellent formula. All of their products smell like vanilla too, by the way. Now into the eyeshadows. So it's funny, I've seen some people commenting about the labeling on the back. I'm one of those people that when I look at the shadow, I look directly behind it to see what it is, but some people like it when you turn the palette around that the second shadow is the second shadow up here. I guess it just depends on how you think about things like that. So that didn't bother me, but be aware that the name of the shadow is directly behind it. They have marketed that all 4 of these shades are supposed to be used with your finger. These 2 you're supposed to use with a wet finger. We all know I do not like to use my finger for shadows. I have Dragon Lady nails. I can't get any precision. I will poke myself in the eyeball, and I really just don't like getting makeup all over my fingers. You know, I'll swatch some stuff in store, but I typically don't like that. Again, I'm well aware that that's how they have advertised these to be used, but I wanted to see, based on how I like to apply my makeup, if I could use a brush or find a way to make it work. I'm going to show you a quick little demo on the screen right here. Typically, I would use a brush like a MAC 242, which is a flat synthetic shader brush, to pack on something that normally would call for a finger. But I found that I didn't even really pick up a lot with that brush because it's almost like you need a little bit of grit on your brush. Either some more fluffiness to kind of pick that product up, or you're gonna need something that has like textured bristles. So this is a Kat Von D number 50 brush. This is a new one that came out with their Glimmer palette that's meant for more of that textured, chunkier, glitter shadows. So I use this with the shadows and it works well for me. I am wearing Harpoon all over my lid today. I did spray this with MAC Fix Plus and then I picked up the product. I have to say these 2 bottom shades are unlike anything I've tried before. I will show you in my comparison. The closest thing I have to these shades is the Dazzle Shadows by MAC, but these are still a different texture. It's almost like, I don't even know how to put my finger on it. It's almost like if I press into the shadow that they're soft. If you guys were familiar when they had the what are those called? The foils by Lime Crime. It's kind of like if you push into that, you'd get a fingerprint in that. This eyeshadow palette is $28 for these 4 shades, which breaks down to $7 per shadow. They are not available individually. You would have to buy this whole palette. This is not a complete palette. Obviously, you don't have any mattes. You don't really have any transitions. From the video themselves, they said that they have their favorite transitions. What they were looking for is just something that you could kind of put all over your lid or in the middle of your lid to kind of do like a halo eye and something different. Some people commented on it that they were really kind of disappointed in the color selections, that they thought it would be something more unique. And I can tell you, it's kind of like one of those things, damned if you do, damned if you don't. And if you came out with another palette of warm eyeshadows, people will be complaining that they don't want any warm shadows. And if you come out with something completely odd and unique, you'll get people saying, what good is that? I'm never going to use it. I think that they did an interesting balance that you could have 2 more like everyday shades and 2 more unique ones that I would definitely call more nighttime. So I'm wearing Harpoon all over my lid right now, and that's the favorite of this palette for me. And I actually prefer this more. I'll pack it on with this brush that I'll show you, a damp brush. As it kind of melts into your skin, which I think is another reason why they want you to use your fingers, because you get the warmth for your skin. It actually looks better. It looks better as time goes on because it kind of melts in and then you'll see these like gold reflex. I find this shadow gorgeous. This bronze shade is really pretty bronze with some gold reflex in it. And this shade does look like foiled wet metal if you put it on with a wet finger. Again, I can't do that, so I don't get that look when I use this. I still have to go in with this brush. Anybody that likes like color pop shadows and using your fingers, this will be a walk in the park for you. I did have to try different brushes and applications to get these to show up on me, otherwise they didn't. And again, I am fully aware that is how they said to use them. But again, I don't. I do find that your lips have to be fully exfoliated. I exfoliate my lips every single day after I brush my teeth. I was down visiting my friends. I didn't bring my lip scrub. I completely spaced and left it in my drawer. And I tried to put on the lipsticks. If you do have any dry patches, they will cling to that. I think that's pretty standard for most lipstick formulas, so make sure you exfoliate well. This lip gloss, I love this. I thought like, I don't think I want glitter lips, but the particles are so fine, really just makes it look extra shiny from far away, like you can't see the glitter in them. I've been doing a lot of just lip liners with this over top, or I have to pair their nude lipsticks with a gloss because if I don't, I feel like a corpse. And again, that's just my personal preference. This collection does launch tomorrow. It is limited edition. Most collaborations are. So I wanted to get this up. I only got this one kit. None of my friends locally are comfortable being on social media, which I don't blame them because it can be a shitstorm of ass wipes. But Ripley, there's no way I could get this collection up to Ripley and back in time for my video. I do not have swatches for Ripley, but 2 pages that I follow that are amazing. I asked them permission if I could insert their swatches on Deeper Skin in this video, and they allowed me to. Please check out both of their pages, guys. I really hate to take someone else's work and put it in my video without sending them some of the love. So please check them out. Both of the pages are amazing, especially if you are looking for swatches on deeper skin tones. Both are great artists. So I will link their pages below. Please go visit them. I didn't get the foundation shade for Coco Swatches, but I did for It's Amore. So I'm going to link her foundation shade below for reference as well. Now let's get into some swatches. I'm going to show you guys swatched in a different manner than I normally do. I'm going to show you how they said. The 2 that are supposed to be wet, I did swatch with a wet finger. The other 2 I just swatched with a regular finger. I'm going to show you with my MAC 242. You're not going to really see a whole lot of pigment, which again, they've already said. I'm also going to show you with this number 50 brush that I like. So for those of you that don't like to use your fingers, I find this brush amazing for any formula, even ColourPop. If you're just trying to pick some up, you can just kind of swirl it around in there, and this works well. For the 2 bottom shades, I'm going to show you comparisons against these 2 MAC Dazzle shadows. The highlighters, I'm going to show you a couple different formulas and swatch comparisons against them. I think what I have in my collection that's the closest to this would be the Tom Ford Reflects Gilt. I typically don't go for highlighters that are too warm because, again, just my preference, I tend to want more cool toned highlighters. So these are the closest ones that I had, and I also compared it to Champagne Pop by Becca. I'm going to show you both of the highlights as well, blended out with an ABH A23 brush side by side so you can see. I'm not going to give my typical highlighter spiel. I did have a base down of Urban Decay's Primer Potion as usual, so I don't need to get into all the brush information. Let's just hop into the swatches. Okay, now I just wanted to show you guys how I've been packing this on my lid. Okay guys, so I just wanted to show you before I sit down to film how these apply, because as you guys all know from previous videos, if you watch me, I don't like applying shadow with my fingers because my nails are really long and I can't get into the corner, and I just don't like dipping my fingers in shadows. It's nothing against the formula. These do say they're meant to be used with your fingers, so I know that going in before anybody tries to correct me. Again, that's not how I use them, and I know there are a lot of people that don't like to use their fingers. So I'm just going to show you how I found that I can make them work. I already have a transition increase shade down. I mixed some of the Dose of Colors Baked Browns with some ABH shadows. I'm just going to put some Too Faced glitter glue on my eyelid, because I always do, again for shimmer shades, because if I don't, they'll transfer on my hooded eyes. I'm just going to pick that up with a flat synthetic shader brush and pat that all over my lid. So normally when shades say it's a finger formula, I find the best kind of brushes to normally use is like a flat synthetic shader brush like this MAC 242 brush. But actually, this is a new brush by Kat Von D. This is their number 50, and it actually was marketed to go along with their Glimmer palette, which is all shimmers and kind of like a glittery, a slightly thicker shimmer formula. So I thought I would try it in this, and it actually works really well. So I'm going to go in with this shade Harpoon, which is one of my favorite, it is my favorite shadow in the palette. It's like this beautiful green, black, gold. That is one of the shades that says to use damp. So both of these shades that are diagonal with each other called to be used wet. So what I am going to do is spray my Kat Von D number 50 brush with some Fix Plus, and then I'm going to dip in with that. For some reason, this kind of like more fluffy brush works really well for me to pick it up, and it does come off chunky. You'll see in my swatches, it comes on this brush chunky. But all I'm going to do is kind of like pat and swipe down. Sorry, I'm looking in my mirror at the same time, trying to make sure I'm in frame. This will go on much more opaque and much more pigmented if you can use your finger. But again, I cannot. I've been wearing these shadows when I'm kind of like in a rush. Keegan and I went out for his birthday, and we went to go see a show, and I just put this all over my lid. I posted that picture on my Instagram. It was super simple. I had to get ready really quickly. I think they say to use your finger, not only because of the pads of your finger have some grip that can help pick it up, is also because the heat of your body kind of melts it in. Now I'm just going to finish my lower lash line and do my eyelashes. I'll be right back. What I like about these shadows, particularly the two bottom ones, I do like the bronze one too. It is really pretty. They said they were looking for one that didn't look really orange on the skin. I haven't really had that problem with a lot of my bronze shades. So while I like these two, I could live without those two. These bottom two are what I like the most, but I am happy to have all four shades since it does come in one palette. If I was buying them individually, I would have only bought these bottom two. If you're not comfortable with either using your fingers and you don't want to buy like a special brush, I would pass on that palette. Because a MAC 242, one of those, I tried picking it up wet or just picking it up normal, and it doesn't work for me. I find the wear great with these. Actually, again, I like it better as time goes on because they kind of melt in to my lid, and it's a very unique color for me, especially that harpoon. I watched in their video, they said all 4 of these eyeshadows were named after their dogs. I put these in order of my lineup from my favorite to least favorite of the products. I would for sure buy the Mirror Me highlighter because I really do like that. Again, that's on this side. I do love the formula of these. I think it's one of my favorite highlighter formulas I've tried. I'm just not as much of a fan as this strong yellow undertone on my skin, and again, that's just personal preference, but I am happy to have both because I can switch up my looks. But I would for sure buy the Mirror Me first. Then I would buy the Hot Fire because I love that beautiful like red orange color. Then I would buy their Sauvage because again, their liquid lipstick formula is my favorite. I would buy the Gold Gloss. Then I would buy the eyeshadow palette. I do love these 2 bottom shades a lot. Next, I would buy Fuego, which is this highlighter I have on, and then I would buy the No Shade, which I have on my lips right now, and then the More Creamer Please, just because traditional lipstick formulas in nudes aren't necessarily my favorite, just because I don't like the color on myself. So I would purchase these on my own, and I would recommend the products. It's going to come down to the lipsticks are nice. If you like nude colors, I think that they'll work well for you. The eyeshadow palette is the only thing that comes off with a hitch. Again, you can't just pick it up with a regular brush and pack it on. So if that's what you want, you won't like this. And I traditionally do not like shadows that I have. Like, I hated the Huda palette because of that top row too. Like, the mattes are dry too, but that top row, I just could not get good color pal. And these nails, I don't like digging around and stuff. So this brush just recently came out, and I do like it for those more challenging shades. Congrats to Anna, Katy, and Desi on a beautiful collection. That's all I pretty much have to say about this. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and I will see you next time.